Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
And here we are. So today we're going to be talking about negotiating your worth in the workplace and in your relationships. So
Don't
talk
ask
about
me.
it. Don't ask.
Don't ask me.
So have you
I
ever
don't
felt?
negotiate with terrorists. Anyway, go
Wow.
ahead.
Well. Wow. Have you ever? We'll talk. We'll do the work aspect first. So have you
I
ever
don't
felt
negotiate with
like
terrorists.
at work they terrorizing you at work? What is happening? Leave that job immediately.
No, go ahead.
I can't. Have you ever felt like at work that you're undervalued?
Of course.
Of
course. I think that's
No way.
a relative question because anybody is going to put more emphasis on their value, like
Right.
going to place higher value on themselves. You can be like, I'm only getting paid $70,000. I should be getting paid $1 million to do this. Do you know how much work I put into this? My
Right.
knowledge, my expertise.
Right.
But then there's a scale of what people with your work experience in this field should actually get. And
Right.
sometimes we all know that you don't get that. It's extenuating circumstances as to why you may not get what
Right.
your counterparts are getting.
Right.
So I just feel like it's always been instances where you just feel like you're overworked and underpaid, or undervalued.
Undervalued.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
do you think that as women in corporate America, as a minority, do you think that we get undervalued, more than
Of
maybe our
course. I mean, that's
peers?
just statistics show that you, as a woman, will get paid less than a man in your counterpart, like your male counterpart.
Right.
And now that we sit here with the double minorities, like you look at that as like going into there, like it's just statistically speaking, it shows that you're going to get paid less.
Right.
So, I mean, you got to talk up. Closed mouth don't get fed.
That's right.
You talk up and you negotiate, and that's what we're going to talk about today. Like, how can you negotiate some of your things in the workplace and some things in a relationship? But again, I don't negotiate with terrorists.
So why do you think people don't talk up at work? Do you think there's like a
For fear.
stigma?
Oh, they're like, because think about it. You don't have any other options. You could talk up. They let you go. What you gonna do?
True.
They gonna be
You don't
like,
want to talk yourself out of
exactly. That didn't work for me.
right.
That
didn't turn
backfired.
out how that I wanted
backfired
it to.
hard.
Right.
Yeah. So I think one, out of fear. Two, out of lack of confidence. It could possibly be. And three is just maybe complacency.
True.
So
You like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it,
yeah,
right?
like, oh well, listen. Every day I get off at 5:00. I come here at 9. I get off at 5. I don't
Right.
work on the weekends.
It's good living.
Exactly. I get I get 3-4 weeks vacation. I got unlimited sick days.
Right.
I have this. Oh, let me not rock the boat. So it just could be out of fear,
Right.
lack of confidence or complacency. So those are, I think, the top three that I think about when people may not want to talk up. I don't know.
Have you ever been that person that hasn't spoken up, like in those circumstances, or have you always been an advocate?
I can remember like when I first started, it was the funniest thing. 'Cause I came in as a temp in this one company, and they kept saying, "Oh, we're gonna hire you. We permanently hire you permanently." Then all of a sudden, there was a whole bunch of people that were coming right in as permanents. I'm like, "Yo, I'm sitting here like I've been here for like almost a year. Like I started
I'm
like
watching
in
this
January, and I'm
happen.
watching, yeah. And then like come in December, like now I'm just now being made permanent. I was like, you're gonna have to pay for that. In my head, I'm like, because I watched all these people who didn't look like me
Right.
come in right off the bat as permanent.
Right.
So what was that about? So I sat there and I just remember I said, listen, and I didn't have, the kids was little. I had no other prospect of a job. I said, listen, I'm not being paid enough. I'm like, I tried to sit here because you guys were promising me a permanent position. and higher pay. And I've been sitting here waiting patiently. Other people coming in, like the director was pretty cool. And I'm like, other people are coming in that have came in after me who now have a service start date. Like they're starting to get all the benefits of a full time employee, and I'm still over here making money from a temp agency that I know they're paying you X amount, then they're paying me not what they're paying you, but I'm getting a cut of what they're getting. So when they came back and I was like, I gotta go, and they was just like, no, you can't leave. I said, I can
and will and do.
So they came back to me. This was like years ago, years ago, and like out the door. And he came back and was like, how much you want? I don't even care what it is. He goes, write a number down.
Nice.
And I was just like, on the spot, I was like,
let me do the math here.
Yeah, let me, like, I was like.
So did you overshoot at that time, or like you thought you were?
Man, I took that damn ball and was like, go all the way back here. Like I overshot, and I wrote that number down. He didn't bat an eye. He was just like, I've been on them, telling them that I wanted you.
Yeah, he's
here,
an advocate.
Blah, 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 blah. But I really think that he was. And I was just like, okay. When I wrote that number down, he went back over to HR. He's like, do not leave this office today. Do not leave tonight. And I was like, okay. Oh, listen, I got to go. I got kids, man. Like, I got to go. And he came back. I wrote the number down. He went over to HR. He must have raised hell.
He flipped everything over?
With the offer letter for my number.
Okay.
And said, sign it. It's effective today.
Oh, okay, today.
I was like,
so what you telling me is I need to go into the office on Monday. Write number down on paper and say, here. You know what's gonna happen? I'm gonna be calling you from the parking lot. I'm gonna call you from the parking lot and say,
I can't tell you what to do. I can't advise you. I am not an advice giver, nor do I play one on TV. I just tell you what I did. I had, but at that point,
what you have to lose, right?
It was I knew either way I had to go.
Right.
Like I'm leaving it. I gotta go. If I gotta go, I gotta go. So, and I just remember he came and signed it. He goes, that's effective today.
Okay. You was like, okay.
But yeah, I had been there like damn near almost a year.
Right.
Being temp before being hired permanently. And I was just like, it was supposed to be a short-term thing.
Right.
And I really feel like it was, oh, she's probably just lucky to have a job. It's just this, it's just that. But nah, I saw you hiring all these other people coming in. I was just like, don't tell me it's a money thing. Don't tell me it's a money thing. That I don't know what else other people made, but I know I overshot. I was also working in a department where I like would see like some other people's like offer letters for like whatever it was.
Okay.
And
so you had a gauge of where you should be.
Yeah. So they were in different departments, and I was like, man, people in marketing making a hell of a lot of money.
Right.
Like, damn, I was like, I should have went to school for marketing.
Right.
But I was in finance and accounting. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, I overshot that sucker. One-handedly, I was just like, I stepped back and was like, I don't care. I'm going to throw it. And I did, and I'm glad I did, because I think you get to a point where I think you get fed up. You might be like, listen, I've been looking in the job market, and I know I can make X amount of money. And again, you have to learn how to negotiate. A person that was told to me that works in HR was saying overshoot, because they have allotted a certain amount of money, and what they'll do is like HR can't tell you just no, ask for more money. Like if you come in and undervalue yourself, they're gonna be like, cool, I have to save the company $10,000, $15,000, $20,000.
That's great.
That's
I could put that on my resume that I helped the company out.
Exactly. So overshoot, what's the worst that they can say is no. They're gonna come back and say, well, you know what, we can offer you this, and you be like, well, no, I want this. And here's the thing. If it doesn't work out, that wasn't meant to be for you. That place wasn't meant to be for you. And I always a firm believer, regardless of if you're trying to negotiate anything, whatever it is, if it doesn't work out, there's greater for you on the horizon. So that
there's greater later.
Exactly. Facts. I like that. There's greater later. A little bit now, a little bit later.
Oh my gosh. So what do you think there's a difference between being confident and feeling entitled in the workplace? Like,
I don't like it. So I don't like people feeling entitled like that. Makes this
girl,
that. But we already know the ones that kind of feel entitled to
right?
certain things. There's a certain level. I like confidence. Entitlement again is just entitlement to me is like sometimes when you know a person is just subpar, just doing whatever, but they feel like I'm entitled to better just because okay, I'm coming in, I'm just putting in the time, but you know I'm leaving or whatever.
Right.
But just because they might feel entitled because of the color of their skin, or they might feel entitled because of their whatever, and I'll just be like, no. I also know as, and you also know as, um, minorities that we feel like we always have to consistently prove ourselves. I feel like this is again my opinion. You always feel like you have to consistently kind of work
Do
twice
better,
as hard to be
harder.
considered just as good as
Right.
And then for women, it's always
That's
it's
two
like
times.
that.
You got to add an extra time for
Yeah,
being a
you know what I
woman.
mean.
Right.
Like you gotta hustle harder
Right.
just to be like, oh, for them to consider that. And then it's always I feel like when you're in the workplace is double standards. Like women, you can't be too emotional. If you're looking at that when you're trying to in negotiations, they be like, don't become emotional. Don't show this. Don't show that, because if you become
It shows
emotional,
weakness.
it shows weakness. But a man who becomes
Instability.
emotional,
Right.
and he is passion.
Right.
He is passionate about what that is.
Right.
Nah,
He's
nah.
an emotional.
Yeah,
He's a little biatch.
yeah, exactly. So you know what I mean? Like it's always these things where you have to negotiate these things that you have to think about the optics before you do it because of who you are and the things that you are looking to negotiate. Should you be entitled? Yeah, I should be entitled to compensation, like, for doing my job, but
Right.
I would never feel like I have this grandiose idea that I'm bigger than the program. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Not bigger than the program.
Yeah. No one's bigger than the program. Get out of here. So it's just, yeah, go in there with the utmost confidence and you bring your receipts and you bring the fact that, listen, I've been here for X amount of years. Mm-hmm. This is what I've done. Whatever it is, your job, they like for you to quantify
Substantiate,
stuff.
right.
Exactly. So whatever industry you in, I wrote this amount in premiums. I did this amount and I budgeted this amount. I managed this amount, so many millions of dollars in this. I saved the company X doing this. They want you to quantify. And when you sit there and you know that you did your damnedest, your hardest, and you got other people around you that's not doing their damnedest and their hardest, that should make you feel even more confident of going in there and asking for more, asking for that promotion.
True.
Because you're like, let me pull the numbers. Let me see here, Bob. Yeah, I did that. I did this. I did this. Let me just slide it over to you here. I'm gonna write this number on a piece of paper. Slide it over.
This is my ask, right? Now, if you can't holler at your girl, then
exactly. You're like,
I'm gonna have to holler at the world.
Yeah, and then
get on the out of here.
I gotta go. They write a number back.
Right.
Slide it back.
True. That's true. I like that.
Yeah, just you have to quantify, and I think that's why, of course, in corporate America you have your quarterly reviews, your year-end reviews. But a tip is, anytime you're working at your job, keep a running note to yourself, whether it be on your phone,
a folder
of your accomplishments,
accolades, definitely
kudos,
accolades.
When people be sending you emails.
Oh, great job on so and so.
Exactly. You drag that over to your folder, or you forward
it to your manager.
Exactly, or somebody, or you take a picture with your phone. Oh, you know what? Let me keep this. I got a little file on my phone that says X, Y, and Z. You get your little kudos. So at the because you forget, because you are so ingrained in doing your job, you forget, and I do this. I think I'm like, it's just part of my job.
Right.
But some of the stuff that you do really is above and beyond, but you consider it that's just part of your job.
Right.
Keep those folders so when it comes time for that review, you're like, yeah, I did X, Y, and Z. I did blah 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 blah. Yeah. Do you see these emails? Let me shoot you some of these
Let me
emails.
forward
that I
you some
got.
of these stellar reviews that people have had from me.
Exactly. What's my Yelp review? What's my 5
But
stars?
you had some tips, but actually the internet have some things too that they some tips about how to ask for a raise.
What did they say?
They said correctly assess your value. You said that be prepared to walk away.
Said that.
That's a good one.
Gotta go.
Time your negotiation well. Be assertive yet professional. Don't be going in there flipping desks over talking about
I flip all this shit.
you can't give me my money.
I know damn well.
Yeah, don't do that. Like you said, keep receipts. They definitely say that. Document your wins, your metrics,
Yep.
and positive feedback. So yeah, we're on task. And it says practice the ask. Try role playing with a friend or a mentor.
I couldn't even do that with you. I'd be like, listen, bitch.
You bet, bitch.
You better have my money.
I'd be like, all right. Let me write you a check. You can't cash it, but you know. Yeah, so do not practice with me. I am not a good practice person. No. And it says here, silence isn't rejection. Sometimes people just need time for content. That's like with me. You know, I've had a couple talks at work, and it's like, oh, well, you know,
We're gonna see where we at.
right, not today, but you know,
Maybe
soon.
6 months from now. Maybe
Okay.
8 months from now.
Now,
Maybe a year
6
from now.
months is rolling up now. Don't be playing around with your girl. Come on now, cuz. And you know what? And I think at this big age and all the time that we've spent in
Oh yeah.
these professions, I've been doing this
Yeah.
for 20 something years. It's like I know, one,
No.
I know what I'm worth.
Yep.
Let's get it popping. And two, I know that if I put this on the street,
Yeah, I'm gonna
the
get
streets is
snapped
hot.
up.
The streets is hot. So
I'm hot out here in these streets. They
so
looking for me.
Let me know, right?
They looking for
Or
me.
somebody was looking for me? Yes.
Here I go.
Right. Exactly.
go.
So those are good things. Now, have you ever had to? You said you did negotiate the salary. I've never had to negotiate my salary. Maybe I've been.
Girl, I didn't negotiate. I put a number on that paper. This what I want.
But I'm saying, like, have you ever maybe at maybe before you got the job, did you ever like have to go back? I've never went back and forth. I've always been like,
No.
thank you.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I think also they'll let you like this is it. Like we are like that's it.
Right.
So I've never went aside from that time. Anything else was like I was like because I knew what it was. Like I knew my experience was commensurate with that salary, and I was
Right.
I said, you know what, that's about right. And then I also take into consideration all of the other benefits that come with like the 401k,
Right,
the
right.
contribution,
That's their
like, all of
business.
that.
That's their business. I don't
Yeah,
count
you
that.
know what I'm saying? Like,
that's their business.
Oh, I look at like I look at the days off like that because I need mental health days.
Oh, I thought you were
Yeah.
saying that you scale down the number because it's got
No.
those extra things in it. That's what I thought you were saying.
No.
Oh,
I
okay,
look
yeah.
at that and I'm like, okay, you know, that's pretty good.
Okay, yeah,
But
you got to
it's
look
always
at the
been-
whole package.
Yes, it's always.
I
probably
need
been
more
higher.
days. I need,
Yeah,
you know, okay.
Exactly. So it's always been like, oh, that's a good number. All right, cool. Because that's where I would have shot for.
Right, right.
You know.
Okay.
Then also you got to think about a person if you're just starting out. You might have to take a little bit lower salary. You might have to,
Yeah.
you know, saying like,
Build it up, right?
yeah, because you want that experience. So it's a vicious cycle when you don't have it. You know, it's like, oh, you want to work, but you need experience. I can't get experience till I get a job. Like somebody got to cut me.
It's only
some
tricking
slack.
if you ain't got it.
Exactly. Like somebody give me something.
Right.
So now, when you're first starting out and you kind of know what the entry level salary
Right.
should be, you might be even more afraid because you don't know. Like, oh my God, I really need this job. So you might take a slight pay cut if you're able to, just so that you can get that experience. You get that experience, you get you a year in, a year, maybe two if you can, and then hop. But that's how people start to increase their salary.
It absolutely.
When people start hopping, you look at somebody's resume and you see every 2 years they hopping, they going up the ladder.
And there's no stigma to that
Yeah.
anymore.
No,
Like it used to be.
It used to be.
Oh my God, look at
You
this.
can't
But
keep a
yeah,
job.
now
What's
it's
wrong
like
with you?
people are moving on.
People understand.
They understand the metrics.
Exactly. They understand that if you're in a certain industry, you're going to stay here for a couple years. You're going to get experience, and you're going to go out because you think about the raise in a job, like what your percent raise is. They're not giving everyone 20-30% raises. They be like, here's your 2%, here's your 3%.
Right.
Whatever. You move from job to job,
You're gonna get that maybe twice a year.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
listen, you
depending
get
on
your damn 20, 30, 40 like percent increase. You be like 100,000,
right.
you get a 20%, you making another 20. You moved up 120,000.
Right.
To
And
make
now
$20,000
right.
in that same job, you know how long you have to stay there with that increase. So people are just jumping
Exactly.
ship to go to make sure that they get the salary that they feel is commensurate with their experience and what they are worth.
Right.
Yeah, but
You
can't
saying
pay me what
again
I'm worth.
is
That's
I
a
need to
few
go
million.
in the office on Monday
Go
with a
in
piece
there.
of paper and a Sharpie with a number on it. Okay.
So you take that little pencil,
Do I gotta lick the pencil? Like I
tap it. You
I
know how they
okay.
do it, a little pen. They tap it on their tongue.
That
and
must
write it down.
be a numbers thing because I don't even know where I can find a pencil at. You nerds that work with numbers got pencils all over the place.
First of all,
First of all,
I said pencil only because I don't want to lick a pen.
so you're not a nerd? I'm just trying to say. So okay, so that sounds about right.
Black nerds, but anyway, go ahead.
A bird?
No, a bird, blurs, black nerds.
Oh, a blurred. Okay.
I just never really realized I would like
The fact that
But
you
I
know
wasn't a
that,
nerd.
the fact that you know that solidifies my point. But thank you for that. So now that we've talked about negotiating at the workplace,
yes.
we're going to talk about how to negotiate your worth in a relationship.
I don't negotiate with terrorists. How many times do I have to say? Go ahead.
Okay.
What do
so
you
now,
do?
So now,
Have you negotiated your worth in a relationship?
I think that every moment, every day is a negotiation. Sometimes it's more of a power struggle depending on the person, but I think as you develop, you got to continue to negotiate. Now you've been a girlfriend for this amount of time. All right, so now other things come with that. But do you think that that's a good thing to be able to kind of come into a relationship and say, look, but I think you negotiate in the beginning before you start the relationship. It's like when you're dating, before you date, like
That's
when you meet somebody.
and non-negotiables, though.
True.
Like that goes back to negotiables and non-negotiables. That goes back to the you're getting to know somebody and you're internalizing that. Is that negotiable for me? Are they willing to negotiate? Like we just talked about, like a couple episodes ago, like religion and spirituality. Is that a negotiable for me or non-negotiable for me? So I don't know. I really think it all depends on. Sometimes I already know what my negotiables and my non-negotiables are. So
So have you ever stayed in a relationship longer than you should have?
Yeah.
Don't twist your face up at me. Don't twist your face up at me.
I'm like, yeah.
You have.
And that's only because you want to give it a chance. Like you give it the old college try. I'm like, give it the old college try. But I feel like when you're dying inside a little bit, like each day, or you know what I'm saying, like you just don't have that joy. You already know. Like you stripping me of my joy. Like that's a non-negotiable for me. Baby, that's a non-negotiable for me.
But sometimes it's hard to get past that. Just like with a job, you might be afraid to like speak up, or you don't want to make waves in the relationship, so you kind of like go with it. Or just like with a job, you think it's gonna get better.
True.
So you kind of stay longer.
Because you feel it out. I mean, you don't run at the first sign of trouble. I'm not telling anybody to do that. And all the men that be in the comments saying stuff about women that be like,
y'all don't give us a chance.
And you don't give us a chance, or that's why you alone, and single women keep other women single, and yada, yada, yada. And let me just shut up before I go on that. But anyway, that is not the case. I'm not telling anybody that is in a relationship to cut and run at the first sign. If you see potential, or I don't date potential anymore. You got to be fully potentialed, as they say. Like, I don't date potential anymore.
Right.
You have the potential to be a millionaire. That's cool. I ain't got to wait around for that. That's cool. I love that for you.
Right.
I just feel maybe you give, some people might say, I give a person a year of my life to figure out what it is that is going to happen. If after a year you still in the same spot, we're not progressing, we're not doing this, I'm out. Same thing in corporate America. I'm gonna get this job a year. I might give this job 2. I want to see, can I progress? Are they gonna give me a raise? Are they gonna, everything that they're promising me in this interview, is that gonna come? It's coming up on a year now. I haven't seen any of that.
Right.
Same thing, you're dating. Yeah, what do you think we should be in a year from now? In a year from now, I think we could probably, maybe be talking about how I feel right now, marriage, and maybe moving
that's
into
negotiation.
that. But that's what I'm saying. Like, and then if you come up on that time, that's when you have to realize you have to reassess, reevaluate, you quantify.
Slide that paper across the table. Look at here, sir. Sir. Look at this number on this paper.
You said.
And let me know,
you know what I'm saying?
What you got for your girl.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So then you reassess and you quantify.
Right.
Yeah, I've done this. Listen. This is what I've done in this year.
Right.
I have done.
We done 42 movies. Yeah. You had 16 chicken Alfredos, 14 pot roasts.
I gave you 12 massages. I was like, what's
right. 187,000 kisses.
Exactly. Facts.
I need to be compensated accordingly.
A gazillion good morning texts. Grand rising. Whatever you.
You done ran up my anytime minutes. You done ran my anytime minutes in the ground.
Yeah. So
here's my number.
Exactly. So you quantify. It all depends.
Right.
Again, it all depends on where you are in your stage of life. A person in their 20s has a little bit more time to go through that negotiation, waiting to see phase. As a person in their 50s or their 60s, they like, I don't have the time, sir,
I don't have time for this.
Or ma'am.
Right.
We got about a good 6 months. And we're going to see where that goes.
Right.
And if in 6 months, I'm going to reevaluate. And if we're still in the same spot, still doing the same exact thing, what do you think the next 6 months are going to be?
Right.
So then I think it all depends on age is a factor, where you are in your life. What are you trying to do? The younger people are looking to get someone to build together. They're looking to get, these are not even married, just maybe cohabitate, buy a house together, build together, because they're coming together with the younger, usually typically less than what a person who has been established. You're 50 plus, 45, 40 plus, you've already pretty much established. You already have stuff. So you're looking for people with X, Y, and Z.
Right. With their own stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like
some stuff.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta have your own shit. I'm sorry.
Makes sense.
You can't have mine.
You can't have none of yours?
No. I'm sorry. Wow. That's whatever I'm building now is.
So you think that
people, kids.
Sometimes you talked about people coming in with their own stuff. Do you think that sometimes people lower the bar just to keep people around? Like, okay, well, I got 5 things and this person has 1. Maybe I really don't need them to have 5 to match my 5. Maybe they can have like 2.
Like what?
I mean, I'm talking figuratively.
It depends on what that the one thing is.
That's true too. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I could have 5 little bank accounts. You got 1 big ass account. That's different.
Well, clearly that's great.
That's
great.
A little different.
Right. That's a great thing.
I could have 5 businesses.
Right.
And you could have 1 business. That business.
But if
That
we're
is
talking about
yeah.
lowering the bar, I don't think that that's a lower bar. I think that's a bar versus a rod. It's both kind of similar. But I'm talking about like, okay, you want somebody that's funny,
Yeah,
but
because I need to laugh.
that's why I said funny, because I need to laugh too, and I'm
Yeah,
hilarious,
I'm,
and I'm hilarious. So there's that part.
I need
So
somebody
I
to
need
laugh.
somebody that's
Yeah,
funny
yeah.
or somebody that
See?
has a sense of humor.
So are you talking about characteristics or just like people to have these certain characteristics in your negotiations?
I think if you lower your standards,
I
then
ain't lowering that shit.
it could be. But some people do. They like,
I mean, people do. And I feel like,
you love that for them.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but again, every time we talk about standards and stuff, then you got somebody's undiagnosed,
Somebody's
miserable ass
somebody
goddamn
bald headed son.
about to come in here talking about, yeah, you got standards and that's why you shut the fuck up, sir. If
Sir.
you are that type of person that's about to come in these comments, I'm gonna tell you right now, shut the fuck up. Everyone should have standards.
Should.
Everyone,
Guys
not just
too.
women.
Guys too.
Yeah, I said everyone. Everyone should have standards.
Right.
Women should have standards. Men should have standards. If it's anything I'm teaching my kids, is to have standards.
Right.
And if you are used to be treated a certain way, or you have become accustomed to treating yourself a certain way, why would you ever allow anybody to come into your life that's not going to treat you that way? And if you're here and you're feeling really good about yourself and you
Right.
have high confidence and you're doing great in life, and this person freaking comes in is like this and they're doing this to you because they're down here and you
Right.
wanted to be up here and they can't come up to your standard, I'm sorry. At this age, I don't believe in meeting people where they are. Especially when it's detrimental. I've said this before, especially when it's detrimental to where you're trying to take me.
Right.
You're trying to snatch me back to where I already came out from, that I done came out from
Trying to
there.
take me back somewhere.
Exactly, a long time ago. We can't go back there. And so that's why people should have standards. And that's only because to allow themselves to not have this,
Be shortchanged.
yeah, like, and to have to feel subpar. And listen, it could benefit that person too, because if you up here and this person is here, they're like, you know what? Damn, I need to bump my game up.
That's true.
Let me figure, damn, maybe I need to come out. I'm working one job. I see she out there working two. Let me
go ahead and
let me get a little part time. Let me go gig, do something else. Let me come up here. You know what I mean? It
maybe
depends.
they need to
I
slide
think-
the paper across the table at their job.
Exactly. Let
Yeah.
me show you how to level up.
Right.
It works both ways.
Right.
I personally love a person. I love a person that I see if I'm here and they're there. And if they look at me, be like, well, she below my standards, that's fine. I'm
Right.
not your person.
Right.
I understand that. And understand that if I'm here and a person's here, and this is not saying that if you're here, that you're better than anybody.
Right.
Let me say that, because people are like, oh, you got to think you're better than this because you have the X, Y, and Z. No, different.
Here and there are just kind of like
different things,
measures
of where they are.
It could
It's
be
just-
mentally,
yeah.
emotionally.
Exactly.
Those are
Yeah.
things too that you have to consider.
Exactly. And different does not equate to you being better than somebody. It's just different.
Right.
And it could be a person I meet, I'd be like, damn, you know what? You got how many businesses? Shit.
I need to
Yeah, you know
Okay.
what? Let me add another
pick my
one.
business game up.
Yeah, let me do something else. Or them just having conversations that impart knowledge to me that I didn't even know. Like,
Right.
I love having those conversations with
Right.
people.
Right.
So that's also a non-negotiable for me as a lazy person. Like, yo, you got to hustle. And it's a way this economy is, you got to hustle. You do.
How do you think that, if you're in that kind of situation, how do you think that you can reclaim like your worthiness without it going left? Like reclaim
What do you mean?
like your value, because we're trying to correlate your self-worth and like
Sometimes people will
Your
never see
value.
your value. It doesn't matter. They will never see your value. It doesn't. They may have thought in the beginning, and for whatever reason, it might have gotten diluted. But you can never force someone to see your value. and I don't even take the time to do that shit. I don't even take the time to tell somebody why you should value me, right, how valuable I am to you. Because if you don't see it by my actions and my words, what am I going to sit there and run behind somebody? Like, can you not see my value? I do everything. I do
love
this.
You.
Yeah, I do this. I do that. Can you not see? Look at me. I'm valuable. Because anybody who feels that you're valuable, they're going to see that already.
Yeah, no, right.
So I don't.
They're going to treat you as such.
Yeah, I don't. And you can tell when somebody don't value you.
True.
You can see the signs, or it's written on the wall. You can see that. You can see when someone has lost value in you. You can see when someone has never valued you. But then again, it all goes back to how you feel about yourself. Your level of self-confidence, your level of self-love, your level of self-worth.
You might internalize that. Somebody is treating you now differently. You're like, oh, what did I do?
Exactly. And women are good for that. Women are good for, oh my God, is it me?
He's not calling me all the time. What did I do? Or what can I do?
Don't do that to me.
Well, the internet again has some tips for like reclaiming your value. So
what they say, because I'm gonna tell you whether or not it's even true. Go ahead.
I can't.
Go ahead.
No. This is when we like no is a complete sentence.
Complete sentence. That's facts. Facts.
You don't always owe somebody an explanation.
Nope.
So say no and hey, look, I don't want to do that, or I don't want to go there, or I don't want to wear that. And then that's just it. That's the end of it. I need to explain it. Mm-hmm. It says express what you need, not just what you don't want. That's a good one. Like, okay, I don't want you to hang out with your friends. And you could say, I need to spend more time with you.
Yeah.
So tell people what you need. Tell the people what you need. If someone sees your standards as too much, they just might not be the right person. Yeah. Because why? Right.
And it's okay. And I think people be lowballing their standards. Like, again, you was talking about, like, people be lowballing their standards, whether it be in work or in a relationship, because they feel like they just want to have something or have somebody. I would never.
You're like, I would never.
Yeah. You know what breaks me? When you see your friends doing that. Like, you got a friend who is lowering it. You looking at them, you know they're lowering their standards,
right? Just
to have somebody, because you're looking at them. It could be your boy, it could be your girl, it could be anybody, a family member, anybody. When you see a loved one lowering their standards just to have somebody, that shit is heartbreaking. Because then you try to have the conversations with them, like, hey.
But has it ever been you though? It's been me before.
To lower my standards?
Or like you said, you're in a situation where you're just, and I'm gonna rephrase that, not just to have somebody, but you've lowered your standard at that moment in the relationship. I don't think that it was just to have somebody, but maybe to be in that you're in that relationship and you clearly are taking stuff that you shouldn't be taking. You know what I mean? You're in the midst of it. And even I really shouldn't be here.
Yeah.
I really need to be out of here.
I will not sit here and be like, I've never took any shit in my life. No, I have, which is clearly why I don't take shit now.
Facts, that part.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So, yeah. But I don't think I don't feel like that's like a lowering of a standard. That's like a
losing yourself kind of.
Yeah, and that's more like, in a marriage, especially if you're married, it's like, let me try to work this, because that's what happens. You're like, let me try to work through this. You give it again. You give it the old college try. And I gave it the old college try.
And in a way, it's kind of like you temporarily not seeing your worth, because it's like, okay, I know at the point where I clearly, if I would have felt like I deserved more, I wouldn't have gone through X, Y, and Z experience. So, but at that moment, I didn't feel strong enough in my no as a complete sentence.
Yeah. I mean, I think back to a couple of situations But then once I think back to that situation, when that situation happened, I was like, yeah, I'm out.
And I
like,
look back over my life. Oh,
oh, okay, okay. Don't know that one. I don't think.
that's a little gospel, little.
That's why I don't know it.
Okay, that was the last episode.
Exactly. Refer back to spirituality versus religion
Exactly.
episodes, and you'll understand why. Yeah, I mean, I think we've all probably, as you said, we probably overstayed our welcome. You know what I'm saying? Or have old people overstay their
They've
welcome.
overstayed their welcome.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
you have people overstay their welcome or whatever. But again, it's all part of you're learning, you're growing, evolving as to what your boundaries are. So as you got to test the water, like you got to feel like what it is that make like you can live with and what it is you can't, you
Right.
can and you can't live with, and you got to dip your toe in
The
that
little
water
toe in there.
and see what the temperature is. And for me, I know what the temperature is and what that gauge what that gauge look like. And everyone have your standards, have your negotiables, have your non-negotiables, and in your workplace and in your relationships, and just understand that the moment that you don't feel happy or joy in it doesn't mean that it's over. It just means that, all right, maybe we need to shift some things around. What would make me happy? And
Right.
he was just like, don't ask for what you need, not, and
Not just what you don't want.
not
Ask.
what you need. Yeah.
Right.
Don't ask for don't ask for what you just don't want, but ask for what you
Right.
need. So, and if that person or that workplace is willing to give that to you, then you know what? That's the place for you. If they're not, either way, that's probably not the place for you.
So last question. So what's one boundary that you set, or now that it's kind of
fucking
like,
yell at me.
Can I just want to finish the question.
Oh.
I just you do that, and I just be trying to finish the question.
Okay, go ahead. 'Cause I didn't say, go ahead.
Okay, well,
You asked that question that people can understand. But
I'm
go ahead.
talking to you.
Yeah, I gave you my answer.
I didn't give the question. Okay. What's one boundary that you feel like, is something that you won't kind of waver on?
Don't fucking yell at me. I just said, don't yell at me. I don't like it. Like, be disrespectful. Don't do that. Oh, don't do that.
I know you lying.
Please. Please don't do that.
On my soul.
Oh my soul. Cause my God, today, don't do it.
My God. I think a boundary, I think for me now, I said it in here, but it's something that I do like to say. Like, I feel like I know my no now. And I feel like I'm stronger and more confident in saying my no. Like, I don't want to do that, or I don't know. You can't.
Like, what is your no?
Um,
Like, what is your boundary specifically? Like, I just told you, like, don't be disrespectful. Don't like yell at me. Like, that's my absolute no, because that's an about face for me.
Well, I'm making mine broader, and I'm saying that I'm standing on my no as being the thing. Like, if I'm saying no, that's it. To no matter what it is, because before it was like, oh well, okay,
I see.
right. Before it was like, okay, well, or I would go along,
Yeah,
and feel uneasy about it,
Yeah.
or do something I didn't like. But now it's
that's
like,
the worst feeling.
yeah, that's the worst feeling. Like, you're feeling uneasy because you
That's the
did
worst
something that
feeling.
you didn't
You
really
wanna
want to
do.
do. Yeah.
You were like,
And you're going through it, and
Yeah.
you're like, yeah. But now it's like, so my no, the thing is general. It's not a specific thing. It's that if I'm saying no, that's the thing. That's my boundary.
yeah,
I effing said no, and that's it.
no means no.
Right. Taking it back in the day.
Exactly.
But yeah.
No means no.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Just know your worth. If anything, in any relationship, in any job, ship, whatever it is,
Right.
please know your worth, because there are going to be people out there in your workplace and in relationships that are going to try to make you feel like you're not worthy
Right.
already. And if you go in with a strong confidence of, I know what I'm worth. I know what I'm bringing to the table. I know what will make me happy. Oh, I know not only what will make me happy, I know what environment is so conducive to me that I'm able to radiate so much joy that that other person is happy in that with me. That's what it is.
That's
Just
workplace,
in
that's
your workplace
relationship,
and in
that's everything.
relationship. Like wherever you can be your best self, and that when you put yourself in a position to be your best self, you're setting yourself up for success in
All
that
the time.
workplace, in that relationship. The minute that you feel that you're not your best self, it starts to show. It starts to feel. You start to move away. You start to shrink a little bit. You start to feel uneasy. You start
Yeah.
to, and the
Doubt
person's
yourself,
gonna,
make
yeah,
bad
they're gonna know,
decisions.
yeah. Then you start making mistakes in work, and you start doing in this stuff, and then even in, like in a relationship, you're like, I don't feel good. I don't feel this. I don't feel that.
Right.
And that person that causes friction there. So just put yourself in the best possible position in your work or in a relationship, a friendship, anything where you can be your best self.
Be an advocate for yourself at all times. I think
Yep.
that's
Yep.
that's the takeaway here. So be an
Yeah.
advocate. So
And don't negotiate with terrorists. Anyway,
on that note, guys, let us know how you
What-
guys are
yeah.
negotiating through life and relationships, and if
And
any of these things are
workplaces.
applicable. Yeah.
yeah, any type of advice you have for anybody that's, that you think is willing or about to, like, got to negotiate a job or,
Yeah.
Things that they kind of want out of a relationship, or whatever. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share.
Correct.
And,
Slide the paper across the table in
exactly.
both
Take your
instances.
pencil,
Right.
turn that paper over, slide it across.
Right.
Look away while they're doing this.
And then call your friend from the parking lot when they ask you for your key card. Hopefully
like-
it doesn't turn out like that for you.
Yeah, no. I think you'll be right. So
Okay.
that is the end of this episode. As
Yes.
always, not about the destination.
It's about the journey.
And no matter where you are,
It's where you're meant to be.
and here we are. So we'll see you next episode.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
guys.